Coming live every Tuesday at 7 with Steve, Cat, Ryan, Amanda, and Eric. And the voice of NEW, Vince Berry. Hitting all the topics like a clothesline flurry. Turn up your speakers and hear them out. You can listen from your car, even on your couch. They too raw, who NXT? Handing out smackdowns, follow on IG. Plus, it's sponsored by TagMeADate. Go to YouTube and sub now for every update. It's all wrestling here. No safe space. Now listen in. Time to hear from some of the greats. Cheese. Cheese, please.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the War Report podcast, brought to you by TagMeADate.com. Hopefully coming back soon. Vince, welcome to the show.
What up, what up?
Another Tuesday. I figure why not start with a little Gable and Otis, because I really do like where this whole Otis male model is going. But welcome, everybody, to another edition of the War Report. We appreciate you guys tuning in every week, checking out the replays and all that good shit. I believe Ryan will be joining us shortly. Kat,
she's on the way too, right?
Yeah, I think Eric is the only one that will not be joining us this evening.
What a loser! No, I'm kidding.
Dick. Kevin, welcome back, bro. We haven't heard from you in a while. We thought you deserted us, but welcome back. It's a great day today, Vince. Ask me why.
It's a new day. Yes, it is.
It is. And ask me why it's such a great day today.
Why is it such a great day there, Steve?
It's WWE 2K23 day, Vinny Mac.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yes. And I have a little story. Let me tell you how my fucking day started. So last night, I'm driving home from work. And I get a call from my local GameStop where I made my pre-order so that I can get the game a couple days early.
Right.
Guy says to me, we're not doing a midnight release and we open at noon tomorrow, but for anyone that pre-ordered, you can come in at 10 a.m. to pick up your game.
Okay.
In case anyone out there's living under a fucking tree stump,
What?
We've had some fucking snow today.
Yes, we
The weather hasn't been great, right? So I get out in this fucking snow and I go to said local GameStop.
Snow, he says.
And I get there exactly 10 o'clock on the fucking nose. And in my head, I'm thinking, this is fucking great. By 10:30, I'll start the download. That takes about an hour and then I'll be able to play. 10:05, 10:15, 10:30.
Oh, no.
Now 10:45 and I'm getting fucking pissed.
Oh, boy.
So I keep calling GameStop. Nobody's answering. Of course not. Why? Because they're not open. So, okay. I call corporate. Now I'm pissed. I wait on hold with corporate.
Now I'm pissed. Now you're pissed.
Now I'm pissed. I wait on hold for 25 minutes for some Indian dude on fucking GameStop customer service. He says, unfortunately, there's nothing we can do. You have to take it up with the actual store. But for the inconvenience, we will credit you 8,000 points to your GameStop membership. So I'm thinking, all right, that's not bad, right?
That's a lot.
Yeah, you know what 8,000 points equals to in cash?
No.
$8 fucking dollars. So I said to this guy, I said, no disrespect. I know you're trying to help. But do you have any idea how insulting it is for you to imply that my time isn't worth more than $8?
Serious. That's ridiculous, bro.
You know
that's
what I mean?
Ridiculous.
It was kind of an insult. So now it's 11:50. I've been sitting in this fucking parking lot since 10 a.m.
I would have murdered somebody.
And
I'm
thinking to myself, Vince, if I drive all the way fucking home, I ain't going back out. Right? So, okay. So now it's 11:50, and I see some fucking chick walking with pink hair, and I'm saying she looks like she works for GameStop. Right?
Bingo.
Sure as shit. The key starts going in the door. So I hop out the fucking car. I'm pissed.
Fantastic.
I fucking roll up. She sees me coming. She squeezes her fucking ass through the gate and quickly closes the door and locks it. Why, would you ask? Because it's not 12 o'clock yet. So I'm now steaming even more.
I don't want to know what I just walked into because all I hear is a skinny ass.
Then apparently, she forgot something. So now she comes back out. And I go, excuse me. She looks at me and goes, yeah. And I go, by any chance, were you working here last night? She goes, no, I wasn't. I said, okay. I said, because I got a call from somebody that works at this fucking place to be here at 10 a.m. to pick up my goddamn game. And it's now 12 o'clock. And she goes, that's not true. Nobody would do that. I said, really? I show her my phone. I said, 8:30 last night, 2 phone calls from a guy here. One called to tell me I could come at 10 a.m. to pick up the game. Then he called me back to remind me that if I didn't pick up the game within 48 hours, I lose my
reservation. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, geez.
So she then comes back in. She finally opens up the fucking thing. I get to go in. And she goes, I just called the guy that was here last night, and I ripped him a fucking new one. I'm the manager. He had no right to ever tell you that because I'm the one that does it, and I wasn't opening before noon. So I'm sorry.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Jeez, man. That's
how
that's intense.
So then I finally get the game. Now it's 12:15. I said, okay, well, at least I got the game. I drive home. This sumbitch takes an hour and a half to download.
Oh, I was going to say, you're not done.
And then, because of the pre-order, I get all the unlockable shit. That took another hour to download. I didn't get to start playing the game till about 3:30.
You started out, okay, Kat, for the record, he started out at 10 a.m. and he couldn't.
That's what I was hearing on the thing. Okay.
Yeah, the ass he was talking about was the ass of the GameStop manager that slid into the door and then locked it behind her.
With pink fucking hair. I was so fucking pissed.
Hey, I resemble that remark with the pink fucking hair, just for the record.
Hey, listen,
Sometimes
but we all know we ain't talking about you because you ain't in New York. And I was fucking pissed.
Touche.
This fucking bitch. Let me tell you. So I finally
fucking bitch, he says.
I finally get to play.
Yeah.
And I gotta tell you, the game is superb. The graphics are great. The additions they made are great. I haven't nearly touched the surface. I just started creation, and I got my guy created, although I haven't done the entrance yet, which they finally added more of an advanced entrance, so you can have more creative control like you used to. So, but I will tell you, I started off with a War Games match. Fucking awesome.
Games.
Absolutely awesome. Awesome.
Is there a roof on the War Games, or is there no roof?
There's no roof, but you can climb. Somebody else can climb. You could fight. You could set up a table, fling them off the top through a table, flaming, if you will. There's so much shit you could do.
That's
and
awesome.
The way they set it up, it was just, it's a great game. You slept on 2K24. Well, this is 23, so you're jumping ahead. But it's 22.
She's talking about next year. She's going to ignore the next game.
It's like the cars, the model years.
I definitely recommend that everybody go and get the game. If you're a fan of the 2K games, so far this game is a home run. So
very cool. Have you haven't tried any of the story mode yet, right?
No, but one thing that I hated about the last game is if you did if you did the Rise mode, you had to create a guy.
Right.
But then you couldn't transfer that guy to like your season mode or whatever. You had to create your guy again.
No.
Now in this version, if you go to create a superstar and create them, you can import them into the Rise. So you don't have to recreate your guy twice. The only thing that changes is all your attributes go down to default because now you're going through the Rise.
Okay,
Which I'm okay with. It makes sense.
That actually probably makes it work easier.
They also, some other changes I haven't seen for myself, but that I heard. Big changes to GM mode. They added more matches. They added more titles, more mid-card titles. And now you can have triple threat. And I think you could have triple threat matches along with some other stuff that it was very limited to what you could do last year. So they were just really scratching the surface.
God, Justin, Alex, and Autumn are never going to come out of the bedroom ever again now. I swear to God.
That makes me happy. It's a great fucking game.
The GM mode, isn't it Woods and Breeze as the GMs?
So in GM, it is Breeze, it is Xavier Woods. They also now give you the opportunity to manage WCW, and Eric Bischoff is also available as a GM.
What?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So
no
a
wonder
lot of great changes.
He talks shit about AEW so much he had to be getting paid by those guys. You already know.
So
they don't put me on TV anymore, so I'm mad at them. Like, whatever, dude. They had
Have you heard what he has to say on the biography episodes? I wouldn't be booking him many places either.
Oh my God. But there was also I forgot what I was going to say about Bischoff. If it comes back to me. Oh no, there's a women's WCW title in like GM mode and then in WWE 2K3, which I thought was weird because there wasn't an official I don't think there was ever a title belt in WCW for the women. Was there? Or am I mistaken?
I'll look that up.
Not that I recall.
I'm pretty confident there was.
So I think the thing that I've seen online, or the rumor that I've seen online, is that the design that they used for the WCW women's title belt in this new 2K game is actually like something that if you Google the WCW Women's World Championship, it was like a fan made, like a fan theory, like one of those fan fiction things, and somebody like photoshopped a really quick thing. And then they just, whoever the designer of the game was, found that online and just took that design and made the belt in the game like that. So there's like
there was
fan fiction.
There actually was a title.
There was a physical belt.
December 29th through 96 through January 8th, 1998.
So the only person who held it must have been what, Medusa, Akira Hokuto?
I was going to say Medusa would have probably been the only one, unless Jacqueline was around at the same time.
Right, because even like
longest reign was Akira Hokuto.
Told you.
Am I saying that?
Wow.
Akira Hokuto, yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to be polite with a total of 168 days.
She the only one that ever held it, period?
Shortest is Devil Masami.
Oh geez,
wow.
So they sent this title over back to Japan. They, you know what I mean? When they had, because WCW had Akira Hokuto, they had Medusa,
2 reigns,
right? And they had Medusa, and then they had maybe Bull Nakano when she got fired for coke. Like they only ever had 3 or 4. They didn't have enough women for a women's division.
Yeah,
and now a real women's division. They weren't competing with like the diva bullshit that was on.
But they also weren't like, why wasn't I know Sherry was older, a little bit older at that time, but she wasn't like, you know, a senior citizen. Sherry could have been wrestling for the WCW women's title at that time too. Like, I don't know.
But wasn't Sherry Martel was still managing Harlem Heat at that time though?
Well, yeah, but that's what's like. But that's what I'm saying. Why? It just the idea of the women's division in WCW was never really fleshed out. Like they got Medusa, but they just never did anything else.
The last time I recall Sherry Martel even having anything form of like getting physical match-wise with a woman was probably Luna Vachon, like after WrestleMania 9.
Yeah, I think
she basically went back to managing after that.
Yeah. And then Medusa wrestled what's his name, Colonel Parker, on a pay-per-view once.
Yep.
That was funny. But
I couldn't stand that guy, man.
really, I like it.
Oh,
So
he annoyed the shit out of me.
I think that's why it worked. He just had that southern drawl. You know what I mean? Oh my god.
He did his job perfectly if he couldn't stand him.
Absolutely.
Right.
Not taking anything against the dude at all. I'm just saying, it's like, fuck, man.
Right.
And when he was getting married to Sherry Martell or whatever, and that stupid storyline and everything.
And then Medusa comes out of the trailer. My sweet fried pie, and she like punches him. Oh my god.
That was just as bad as Harvey Whippleman and Bertha Faye.
Yeah, but that's just fun. So I know we got off on a real big tangent about the WCW women's division, but long story short, Steve seems to be enjoying WWE 2K13, even though it took him approximately 10 to 12. That's 2
year.
hours.
That's why
5
he's
and a
not
half,
talking
6
anymore.
hours.
He turned the screen off and he's
He
playing.
had like 6. He had to wait for 6 hours to get all the updates and pick up the game and everything. So I understand.
I wanted to give a full fucking review, and I didn't have enough time to be able to do that because of this dumb bitch at GameStop.
You got to go digital, man. You got to go digital.
Digital download. You get it at midnight.
What do you expect when people make $8.25 an hour?
Oh, she's a manager. She's up over $9.50.
Wow.
And she gets a discount game every.
Actually, I used to work at GameStop back in the day. It wasn't like the super best man. My store manager was great. Everybody else up the chain stunk. But we made all right money. It was just like, I don't know.
But that was a couple years ago.
That was several years ago. That was before it became like a meme stock and all that stuff. I was working at GameStop right when they still had like Funcoland and EB Games open. Yes, I'm that old.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Now, all the other companies are eating their lunch with digital.
Well, that's the thing, it's just like bookstores getting taken up by like Amazon eBooks. It's the same thing, but we're gonna have to teach Steve how to like stream on Twitch or something so he can keep playing this 2K23. I almost said 2K13 because that was one of the last ones I remember buying.
Eddie made a challenge. I'm still waiting for that to fucking happen.
Yeah.
2K13 was
one that Eddie
Hunk on the cover. Oh, geez, where is Eddie? Is Eddie listening? Is he?
I don't know if he's listening, but if he is, or if he listens back, I'm still waiting for you, bitch. Get your copy Eddie. And let's play.
There it is, the official acceptance of the challenge.
I have time now.
Gauntlet has been
I
thrown
can play
down.
at night.
All right. So 17 minutes into the podcast, Ryan, he's made the official challenge. We got to clip that and post it for Eddie, so he knows that he's been officially challenged to a match.
The glove has been slapped.
And then we got to figure out. We can stream it. We'll figure out how to stream it. We got this.
We got this.
All right.
We'll stream on the
as long as you guys fucking tell me how to do it, I'm down.
Excellent. We'll figure that because I think it'll be so fun to see.
So Ryan can take care of it, and we're just gonna sit there and watch, just like
I want the world to witness the ass whipping.
What the world is watching.
Yes. We all thought the same shit when he said that he wanted the world to watch.
Someone it's kind of pull that Gene Okerlund clip to play that with the background.
It's kind of poetic in a way because he's one of the biggest Roman Reigns fans, but he's gonna wind up acknowledging me when I whip that ass. So.
Oh, wow! What do you? Have you picked a character that you're comfortable with so far in this game, or who do you usually pick?
Well, a lot of time, when it's with Eddie, usually we have our guys, and our guys go. If I was gonna pick somebody that's currently in the game, I got to tell you, I used Cody. He was awesome to use. Roman, of course, was great. Orton is great. Riddle was great. I've used them. That's pretty much as far as I've gotten. I officially have everything unlocked, including every wrestler in the game. So I'm going to go through. I want to try out all the guys that weren't in the previous games. And then it would be easier to say who my go-to would be. But Orton is always a top one. But yeah, and so I'll have to get back to you on that one. But typically with Eddie, we have our guys created that go at it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, create a character. That makes a lot of sense.
I like your segment down at the bottom.
Yeah. Well,
yes, dude. Oh man, we need to talk about that.
Well, obviously, because what exactly are we hearing now? Because you get one site that's saying that he took his ball and went home because he's pissed off with creative. And then another report that it's a physical injury. So what are we hearing? What is the truth? And is Bray going to be at WrestleMania?
So I did hear from Dave, and again, this is from Dave Meltzer. He was live streaming with Brian Alvarez. I think it was last night discussing this. So basically, the story that he told was that it is not an injury. The match is still on, or rather, it wasn't. He said something along the lines of it wasn't injury. It wasn't. Yeah, it sounded kind of like there was a situation going on that was non-injury. So whether it was disciplinary or whether it was creative headbutts or whether he has had some mental health issues in the past. So maybe in the build up to WrestleMania, all those emotions are kind of come. Maybe he just needed to take some mental health time off because he was feeling some kind of way. There's no official word, but according to what Dave Meltzer said last night from his sources, which again, you can take all this with a big grain of salt, is that the match is still on and that he's off TV for some sort of situation that Dave didn't feel comfortable enough to speak on. So it didn't seem like it was his place. So he just said there was a situation. I don't know what that means.
Listen, if it's a mental thing, then I hope everything is all right. But it's like this is all happening within 3 weeks of WrestleMania. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but so that's the other thing is there were other kind of reports floating out there from other guys, like Ringside News, I think, reported one of them about the creative thing, and somebody else reported an injury thing. Sean Ross Sapp, I think, from Fightful, said that the report that he got is differing from the rumors that were floating out there. So it seems like the early reports of Bray being injured or the match being off the card or whatever were jumping the gun a little bit. Listen, man, I can't say for sure because we are 3 weeks out from WrestleMania. Who fucking knows? They could just never mention it again for 3 weeks and then pick it back up whenever Bray comes back. But it would be a real, not like I was looking forward to the match, but it would be a real shame to leave guys like Bobby Lashley and Bray Wyatt off the WrestleMania card.
So
hopefully
Bobby Lashley already kind of plugged in that he's open to face somebody else. So that's
right. So that's step one.
Bases.
Yeah, step one, unfortunately.
I don't know, man. I don't really give a fuck if Lashley's a part of Mania, to be quite honest with you. Bray Wyatt is where I would be pissed. We've waited so fucking long for him to come back. They're already fucking this up, and there's still time to kind of save it. You know what I mean? So they got to do something because he's like the best fucking thing they got creative wise, and they can't figure out how to use him. It's mind blowing to me. It just makes no fucking sense at all. It really doesn't. But so there are two other things I do want to talk about. We talked last week about, did I mention how I think the Brock Lesnar Omos thing is going to finish?
No. What did you think was going to
happen? Here's my thinking. I think Brock's going to get Omos in the F5, right? Because that's the whole reason you put this match together. It's like Hogan Andre. You want to see if Hogan can slam Andre, right? So, and I'm not comparing Omos to Hogan. Let's be clear, or Andre for that matter.
Right, but it's got to be. It's going to be the same way Cesaro slammed. Right, Cesaro slammed the Big Show at WrestleMania 30 in the Andre
Luger, Yokozuna, the Intrepid, right? Mm-hmm.
So what I'm thinking is, Brock is going to hit the F5. The roof's going to fly off the fucking place. But Brock is going to lose. Or there's going to be a disqualification, one of the two. Because I think you're going to see the formation of the new Hurt Business. And that is going to include the Street Profits. And they're going to wind up bringing up that kid from NXT. I think it's all going to tie back to that picture that was taken with MVP a few weeks ago backstage. There's a reason that came out. I think they were planting a seed, and I think that's how you get Brock to lose, still hit that spot, and everything I'm hearing is Brock is leaving after WrestleMania. So
that was the other rumor that I guess was some of it was rumored, and then some of it was like, you guys shouldn't really take what I guess. it's hard to tell when somebody says that they're finishing up or they're doing whatever, and they're saying goodbyes to people, exactly what that might mean. It could just mean that Brock is going back to the farm for 6 months after WrestleMania.
Here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
If the sale of the WWE is happening, if Vince McMahon's not going to be in the full control, Brock Lesnar does not want to work for anyone besides Vince. Regardless of what his relationships are or whatever, he's a Vince McMahon guy from start to finish. So this could be the reason why he's going to hang it up.
Good point.
Yeah, I mean, Brock, the only person in wrestling that you can't really predict is Brock, because for some people, it's about money and negotiating power and putting things in your like getting a better contract. The NWO guys jumping over to WCW, Cody jumping to AEW. People are like business guys and they're in it. They're trying to make money, which is great. Brock is sometimes about the money. There are points where Brock is all about, I'm going to work as many things as I can. I'm going to make as much money as possible with the WWE. But then there's sometimes where Brock just goes, you know what, guys? I'm going back to Manitoba. I'm going to kill a bison and I'm going to eat it over the course of 24 hours. And you just leave me alone. I'm going to do that for months. And just don't talk to me. So he's completely unpredictable. Brock's going to do what Brock's going to do.
He can also make a return to UFC, which is another rumor floating around.
He could make a UFC. Hey, listen, the former, and I have to drop. We can drop this now. The former Bella twins, now the Garcia twins.
Oh God.
Well, I mean that's their real last name.
Sounds like they could be making the jump to AEW to get involved in this Outcast versus AEW original storyline. So who's to say if Brock is finished up and he's really, if he's not happy about Vince being out of creative or whatever, I'm not saying he's going to AEW, but I'm saying, they will at least throw an offer out there if he's leaving.
I don't think Brock, as long as Vince McMahon is still somewhat affiliated, I don't see Brock doing that to Vince.
Well, I don't either, but that's what I'm saying. It's just, bro, we don't know. You thought
you never know, because
we thought Cody started his own company with 5 of his best friends and was never going to leave, and here he is at WrestleMania. So we don't know what's going to happen in wrestling.
Yeah,
anything can happen.
Never say never.
Exactly.
No, it's true. So here's the other thing I wanted to address. Okay. Number one. How is everyone feeling about Rey Mysterio being the headliner for the Hall of Fame this year, and a two-parter? Actually, let's answer that first. The second would be what I think is going to happen. I have a theory on that as well. But first, what are we thinking about Rey? Because I got to be honest with you, and this has nothing to do with This has nothing to do with me thinking that Rey does not belong in the Hall of Fame, because Rey Mysterio 100% belongs in the Hall of Fame. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
But why not wait? Why not wait until he retires? I feel like we're jumping it, unless he's going to just come out and retire right after WrestleMania.
But if this WrestleMania match becomes a loser must retire, like that, when he loses, Dominic says you got to retire.
Well, I have a theory about the match, but
I got one too.
All right, so let's go into the theories. So this is something that's never been done before. So I'm kind of hoping, right? Because Dominic keeps asking for the match, and Rey keeps saying no, and that he's never going to fight his own son. What if Dominic attacks Rey at the Hall of Fame?
Yep.
Fucks up his induction ceremony, and that officially makes the match at WrestleMania. So they're not going to officially make the match until the day before.
Ooh, that's fun.
Right? Which is different in itself, but also, having a story go into the Hall of Fame and play out at the Hall of Fame is kind of different too. You know, the shit with Bret Hart,
Right.
that was a crazy fan. That wasn't
Well, they
you
did
know.
that with didn't Flair go into the Hall of Fame the night before he technically retired?
Yeah, there was 3 people who went into the Hall of Fame still
But we
active.
all
Right,
knew
but
they
there
were going to
wasn't a
retire.
storyline involved with their actual Hall of
Oh,
Fame
yeah, but
inductions, is what Steve's saying.
Well,
Thank you.
Oh,
my follow up was because I don't really remember because it was so long ago. Did Rick and Sean didn't have any interaction at that
No.
Hall of Fame? Wow.
No.
It
Nope.
looks like Kevin agrees that Dom is going to crash the Hall of Fame.
That's not going as you know what I mean? It's not just going to be a straight up thank you everybody
And
thing.
he makes a good point also. Conan has officially been named the person to induct him, which I guess is fitting.
Yeah, but see, I don't like a crashing or something like that done at a Hall of Fame induction.
But it's different. Why not?
Because as much as we know, the Hall of Fame really doesn't mean anything except to us as the fans. I kind of like seeing them be them. It's not like a kayfabe. It's not a storyline.
Yeah.
It's them being sincere about the stuff that they've done.
But this is to make this more believable. It actually works in this particular situation.
I can
you know
agree
what I mean?
with that, but I just
because you got to figure mom, sister, like the whole family's going to be there. So this could look really real to people, like make people think, "Oh my god, like this really just fucking happened at the Hall of Fame."
I don't want it to take away from his actual induction.
Well, I think they should do all the sincere stuff first, the video package. Conan
induct him next year,
speech.
then cancel it and induct him next year.
But no, I think they should.
That's fine too.
They could do that. Yeah, they could do that
Or
for sure.
you know what? Do all that shit on the red carpet before his induction.
No, because then what? Dominic's going to be sitting in the crowd, all smiles.
No, Dominic gets kicked out, and then he goes, "Fine, now I'm going to kick your ass." Because if you're talking about doing it the sincere stuff or whatever, don't you think that his son sincerely is going to be able to keep a straight face watching everything that his dad has done for Lucha Libre, and keep a straight face, and then go beat the shit out of his dad?
Actually, I do. The way he's been and the way he's been able to do this story, I actually think he could, but. That I don't know. I think it would be different, and I think it would be kind of cool, depending on how they do it. Anyway,
well, right. I think if they actually did, if they gave the whole thing and they played it straight up until Rey Mysterio says, "Thank you, everybody. Good night," turns around to walk away from the podium and gets blasted by Dominic. Like,
okay, I could see that.
Yeah,
because if interrupting him beforehand or in the middle of it and then trying to go like Ray gets beat up and whatever, and Dominic gets dragged up by security, and then he like pulls on his suit collar and adjusts his ties, like, "Oh, sorry about that, folks. Let me get back to the speech." No, it has to be like, you're right, Kat. This is a guy that we've been watching wrestle since he was like 18 years old. You know what I mean? Like
we watched him basically our entire lives.
I mean,
well, listen, like Kevin says, he's trying to be 2.0 Eddie Guerrero. But now here's a question.
Which, by the way, Vicky Guerrero hates that.
Oh, well, I thought
I don't think
that was debunked.
She not only gave permission, but here's the other thing too. And I was thinking about this. Vicky apparently her ties with the AEW apparently have severed.
Correct.
And they're saying that she's not welcome back there or something. So something must have gone down. However, that does open up the opportunity for her to come back and manage Dominic.
And that would
be fun.
He is rocking the Eddie mullet. You know what I mean?
He's doing all the stuff. Apparently, there was, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I saw an interview within the last couple of weeks from Dominic saying that he cleared all this stuff with Vicky and he's intentionally doing the mullet and the Eddie mannerisms and all that stuff as an homage.
That too.
Okay,
I heard that too. Yeah.
I just want to make sure I'm not telling tales out of school. So yeah, I'm glad everybody's on board with it. Vicky and AEW was fun. I just don't think there was. I don't know. I don't know what you do with Vicky and AEW anyway. You know, they put her with Nyla. It was fine, but like, I don't know. I couldn't.
It didn't do anything for Nyla though. That was.
It didn't do anything for. But I'm also trying to think. Who do you put her? You know, you couldn't put her with the Dark Order. You can't put her with any of the elite guys. Who do you put? You know what I mean? I'm just trying to think of who.
Yeah, her cougar work don't work.
It's a WWE thing. You know what I mean? I feel like it's a WWE. So going back.
The only thing that would make sense to me with her in AEW at this point would be to join the stable with the Outcasts. I think they're calling themselves.
Oh yes, that's
right. That would work. Yeah,
right, because they're all
right,
quote unquote WWE guys. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Or how about she's not back yet, but what about Thunder Rosa as a heel? with Vicky as a manager.
Ooh,
That would have been
that would have been good.
But I think honestly, that's great and all. Vicky managing Dominic would be like honestly, for those of you that like the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day is breaking up after WrestleMania. Spoiler alert, folks. Yeah. This whole thing is going bye-bye. Yeah. They're all going their separate ways. Finn's going to lose in the Hell in a Cell against Edge. Rhea is going to win the women's title from Charlotte. Dominic's probably going to win. I don't know what they've got, the Archer of Infamy there doing, Damian Priest, but I don't think he might, maybe he's in some kind of clusterfuck ladder match. Who knows? But I think they're splitting up. And if they're all going to go their separate ways, Vicky managing Dominic,
huge for his career.
Huge. If they really I don't know what they see, what their backstage perspective is on this kid. But if they're very high on Dominic and they think they want to invest in him, if they bring back Vicky as his manager, I say go with it, man. Give him the Eddie and the Alberto treatment. Bring that fucking bring the car out.
Listen, the reality is, since they did this whole prison Dom thing, as stupid as it was, it's working. And Dominic has gotten better and better every week, and especially on the microphone. The promos that he's cutting are great.
Absolutely.
And he's getting better in the ring. So I agree. I think you put him with Vicky. I think that would be an absolute game changer for him.
It's a win.
Longevity-wise, it's a win.
Yeah. Big time.
Now, we also we mentioned Finn Balor. So not only are we getting a Hell in the Cell match now at Mania, which excites me because I do love Hell in the Cell, and I think Edge Balor to finish it in a cell, I think is great. It also sounds like there was a little bit of tease from Finn Balor that we're going to get a little demon action. So that's going to be cool.
Yes.
As we should for Mania.
And that was smart because of the fact, I think it was 2 weeks ago, we were talking about who the fuck wants to see Edge and Finn Balor again. We've seen it 3 or 4 times. We haven't seen it like this. So that was a very good idea, whoever came up with that idea backstage.
See, look at that. We agree.
Oh my God.
It's a great escalation at the very least.
Yeah. How the hell did we agree on something, Steve?
Very far few in between these days. But we do agree on that, so that works. We were saying last week how Mania is just not giving us the feel that we normally get for WrestleMania. Adding that one match helps.
Yeah.
It's a specialty match. We're going to get the demon. And we know that this will be the end of the story, which is good because that needs to end. Mm-hmm. Cody with another phenomenal promo after his match with So LA Knight. I got fucking
yes. The weekly LA Knight complaints. Let's
Here we are.
I don't understand. I fucking love the guy.
Yes.
He's so great at being a dick, and he's so good in the ring, and yet he's losing every fucking week. Now, granted,
they're putting him against the wrong guys.
Well, right. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
He should be losing against the people he's wrestling. He should not win Cody, but then don't put him against Cody. The guy needs a fucking win. I don't think he's had a win since he became LA Knight. So, what are we doing? And, and what's funny is that I hear nothing but positive things behind the scenes. People love him. They're behind him. And yet he's losing every fucking week. And as of right now, he's still not a part of WrestleMania in LA, and he's LA Knight.
He's going to do something. They have to put him in.
Yeah.
They got to do something.
Well, everything I've heard is that they backstage, they've been impressed with what he's. And I'd be impressed too. That guy carried a whole feud with Bray Wyatt by himself for 6 weeks. He had to cut promos against a goddamn TV screen. And stuffed animals and shit. So I give him a lot of credit. And then, but yeah, they put him against Bray Wyatt, who has to win. They put him against Cody, who is he's on the main event run to WrestleMania. Why is he? It's ponderous, man. It's fucking ponderous. Why you take a guy like LA Knight, who not a spring chicken. He's older than Cody, I'm pretty sure. Pull the trigger on this fucking guy already. You dicked him around enough. He was in your developmental. You let him go. He went to Impact. Just use the fucking guy for Christ's sake.
And then not only that, you bring him back and put him in the male model thing. And then it took you weeks to figure out that he has to be LA Knight because that's what people care about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But they did see. I give them credit because they at least acknowledged that stunk and moved him back to being LA Knight. And now the Maximum Male Models are their whole deal. They're their own thing. It's so far removed from Max Dupree. And now they have the Alpha Academy and Otis and Gabriel being involved or whatever they're going to call him.
It is so bad. It's great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I was going to say, I freaking love it.
I love everything about it because it's Otis and he's so fucking funny. And they're letting him be funny again.
Yeah.
You know, like he's not all serious Otis anymore, which is awesome. And if they can get Gable on board, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, oh man, I love Gable and I love Otis. Yeah. I love them together. Yeah. So I want them to stay together.
This shoosh will come shoosh.
Oh my God, it would be amazing.
They go shoosh, shoosh, please.
With a bunch of accents and umlauts.
Oh my God, that would be fucking epic.
So now we also have to talk about another rumor floating around, which I have to tell you, if it does happen,
yeah,
I'm kind of excited about it.
What's that?
And that is a heel turn at Mania with Trish Stratus.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and then starting a feud with Becky Lynch to end at SummerSlam, which means not only is Trish going to hang around, she's going to have a heel run with Becky Lynch all the way to SummerSlam, which
love it
is awesome because whether Trish is heel or face, she is one of them that can do both and do it well, and the fans will still be behind her. And I love it. I think it's great. I'm curious to see how the heel turn goes down.
Right. I'm just excited to hear her theme more. Because like those old, like say what you will, I know people sing Seth Rollins theme and stuff. Those old themes were bangers. Oh, like that Trish Stratus theme was a fucking banger, dude.
Time to rock and roll.
Yeah, right. Oh my God.
The I want to see how that goes down. It's exciting, and it almost sucks that you have to, like, people are saying, well, we have to rely on the legends, you know, to get you excited. But it's not only that Trish is a legend, but to see Trish and Lita, Team Bestie, back together in the WWE is just awesome. You know what I mean? Kevin's thinking maybe Lita turns, but I think we've seen that already. Not that we haven't seen it with Trish, but it's been a lot longer with Trish. I want to see a heel run with Trish. I feel like we haven't had a heel run with Trish since she turned on Vince McMahon, and that was a long time ago. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I that's what I want to see. So I'm hoping it'll make it for interesting spot. I'm also hearing that Lita and Becky might be pulling double duty. That they're going to have this 6-man tag with they're going to have this 6-man tag with damage control, but they're also going to defend the tag team titles against Ronda and Shayna if Ronda can go. So they might do both night 1 and night 2.
That'd be crazy.
That would
again. I can't confirm this; it's a rumor, but it's floating around. So there might be some truth behind it. And you know, I just when you think about Lita, she's one of the ones that kind of slowed down because of the neck. So when you do 2 nights back to back, it makes me a little weary.
Right.
But then again, you look at Daniel Bryant. And what he was able to do with the MJF. So, but
right.
I don't think the Ronda match would be very long, at the very least.
I mean,
if they get their tag titles, it's probably a quick squash.
I don't think it would be a squash situation. You can't squash Lita and make her look like fucking Dana Brooke.
I don't think you could squash.
I would say never.
You can't squash, stretch, or bend Trish or Lita to look anything like Dana Brooke. You can't. There's no Photoshop tool.
She's just shittier than shit. I don't understand.
Shittier than shit.
If she's not a part of the next like mass release situation, then there's something seriously wrong. Like, I'm sorry. I just she's never done anything for me.
No, I mean no, but I feel like she might have made enough like incremental. Every so often, she pulls out like a new move or has an okay match, and people are like, "Oh, okay, I guess Dana Brooks improved." But she never really shows a bunch of them. You know what I mean? It's just a weird thing. And also, I think she's liked backstage. I think she's she's probably someone that you could send to like the Special Olympics or to a charity event or something, and people are going to be like, "Oh, look, it's Dana Brooke from the WWE," and like be excited. You know what I mean? I feel like she's there for maybe stuff.
So
other
then
than
do
wrestling.
what Titus does and just be a brand ambassador and call it a day.
Yeah, I mean, how much is she on TV now, though? Is she on TV? I feel like she's on like main.
I know she works a lot of house shows.
Well,
I haven't seen her on TV since the Rumble, I don't think.
Well, thank God for small miracles, huh?
Seriously.
I don't even remember what number she was in the Rumble. I know, so.
No, I don't remember. Do you remember? Does everybody remember Dana Brooks' classic Royal Rumble run in 2023?
I will pull up her number right now.
I know
it was 1 through 10. She was in the first few.
Yeah, she had a Kane-like run, eliminating people left and right. And I'm sure I'm lying right now.
No, she had a Brock Lesnar run. She was just tossing folk left and right, just dominating the ring.
She hit a shooting star press on Rhea Ripley.
Her last major tag team run was with Mandy Rose. Hello.
All right, Liv Morgan, number 29.
Oh, she was 29.
She was 29?
Fuck me.
Number 29.
Oh, fuck. I was way off.
She was 29 and she was thrown out before number 30 hit the ring.
Yeah.
Morgan, number 2, she lasted just under.
Liv Morgan was one of the last. Yeah, that's so.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I farted. My bad.
Brain fart or actual like colon fart? There's a
brain fart.
She is a colon fart.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was an out loud thought.
Did I say that out loud? I meant it.
I mean, she just sucks. Anyway, so here was something else interesting. I was I don't know where the fuck I saw this, but I saw an interview somebody was doing with Taker, and they asked him if anybody else was ever pitched to break his streak, and he said actually they wanted Edge to break the streak,
and that would have been Mania 24 in Orlando, the same night that Flair was retired.
That's correct. Yeah. And Edge refused.
Yes, yeah. I mean,
Edge said, "There's no way that the streak means too much, and I'm not going to be the one to." So that just to show you what kind of man he is, because Taker didn't even know about it at the time. He found out a long time after. So that just goes to show you, man, he's stand-up dude. That's just one thing I think they always fucked up. I don't think that streak, I think he should have retired as the only man to never lose at WrestleMania and take that streak with him to the grave. So
amen.
Take it to the grave.
I don't understand, and I've heard Taker talk about it too, and he'll say, the streak had to end. No, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
Why? That could be your legacy.
Yeah,
or part of it.
If it did, it didn't have to be Brock Lesnar, who was already multiple-time world champion, guaranteed first ballot Hall of Famer.
But you know what, though?
Correct. And then 2 years later, then lose again to Roman Reigns.
Listen, here's the thing. Those are guys that are believable to be able to end the streak. But to me, it doesn't matter who it is. It could have been anybody. It could have been the biggest name in the world. I still don't agree with it ever ending.
I don't disagree, dude. I don't disagree.
I just
oh my God,
don't
Steve,
understand.
we agreed twice in one night.
Well, listen, we should agree. If we don't agree on this, then we have bigger problems.
Then what are we doing here?
Right. It's just, that's one thing. I'll never be able to rationalize. But You know, they felt they had to do it. It was best for business. I don't understand why. You know, but
I don't understand the business.
anything else? We're getting up there. Anything else that we haven't touched yet?
Are we still taking predictions on who Ric Flair is announcing tomorrow on the bump?
We can. I think it's going to be Muda.
I agree.
Oh, it has to be Muda, but also I don't ever want to hear Ric Flair and the word bump in the same sentence ever again, because it's either going to be physical or cocaine, and I don't want him doing either.
Could be a hip toss. You never know.
Oh, God. If Ric Flair still I mean, I know he did last year, but come on, bro. So, yeah, hearing Ric Flair is on the bump, I'm like, no, please, no. It's probably Muda because he wrestled Muda, and I can't really think of, were there any other leaks or spoilers or like
a lot of
rumors
people
or
were
shit?
saying it was probably going to be Lex Luger.
Oh, that could be another one.
I've been
'Cause
hearing Luger, and I've been hearing Stacy Keibler's name.
Somebody said Stacy Keibler's like 99% done. Like,
But I wouldn't think that Ric Flair would necessarily be the one to announce Stacy Keibler. There are plenty of people that could announce Stacy.
He did date David for a long
that's
time.
the thing. It could be that David Flair relationship and like, you know, whatever. But and I understand, you know, maybe she may or may not be the best choice for the Hall of Fame, but I will play devil's advocate here because as a big WCW fan, she played a big part in that show.
Miss Hancock.
Stacy belongs in way more than Sharmell did last year.
She belongs way more than what's her name, Tori. Well, Tori Wilson wrestled, but no, I think because here's the other thing. Stacy Keibler then was like the first WWE person to be on Dancing with the Stars.
Yep.
And then like got a lot of mainstream publicity from that and was able to turn that into like a mainstream act. Not that she's been, you know, she didn't win an Oscar or nothing, but she's like, you know, she moved on from wrestling to more traditional acting stuff.
He
and it was
screwed
because
George Clooney. That puts her in the Hall of Fame. Sorry.
I mean, it really does. I mean, that puts her in a lot. That puts her and him in a lot of halls of fame.
Yep.
That comment on the screen is from Tara. She is not happy. If
I agree 100% on that one.
Yeah, you know what? We're gonna agree another time because I think that no matter what he did or what he contributed to the business, he is responsible for the death of Elizabeth and does not belong in that Hall of Fame.
Oh, I agree, but I mean, you know, there's also a literal murderer in there as well. So
yeah, I was gonna say we do have a murderer in there.
Well, the Jimmy Snuka thing, we didn't have all the evidence in the case, and McMahon paid whatever off or whatever.
She tried to attack me with a coconut, brother.
Yeah, Elizabeth is 100% Lex Luke. That 911 call in itself is like.
Yeah, I mean, it was also his, you know, not that you can force anybody to do drugs. It was not like his fault, like he was forcing it on her, but he fostered an environment where somebody with addiction problems could relapse and go down a spiral and have bad things happen. So like,
but why do you wait 10 minutes when someone's gurgling and vomiting and dozing off and everything, and then tell the 911 operator who's trying to teach how to help you do the CPR, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm scared to death. No.
Yeah, that sounds like BoJack Horseman with Sarah Lynn.
It sounded like the guy. It sounded like Walter White when he saw the girl, Jesse's girlfriend.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah.
I thought I sounded like what is it? Big Boss Man making fun of the Big Show. My daddy.
That was so dumb. They filmed.
Did Lex jump on the casket?
Yes. Oh my god, that was hilarious.
I'm going to hell for that joke.
They filmed that at a cemetery, and I believe it was either Stratford or Fairfield, Connecticut. One of my friends lived around the area, so he like. This all ties back to the beginning of the show. My former manager, Brian at GameStop, lived in that area when he was younger. He was a big wrestling fan, and he watched them film that because I think he knew there was something about the car that they got was either a reproduction or one of the original Blues Brothers Bluesmobiles with the speaker on the top. So WWE had to rent this car from a classic car collector and then film this whole thing in Fairfield. And it was just, it's just so insane to think about all of the different things they had to do to make that happen. They dug they had a whole real ass funeral, filmed it, and then had the Blues Brothers car show up.
And then he repossesses it like he's the fucking Repo Man.
Oh, That would have pushed that over the top if the Repo Man just came out and was like, me, and stole the car.
And it could have been on the speaker. Repo Man.
What's mine is mine, and what's yours is mine too. Shit. Man, dude.
Do you know how long I had to convince Autumn and trying to explain to her that was Smash from Demolition?
Oh, I thought you were going to say you had to explain how a Repo Man is a real
No,
thing.
she would not believe me that was Smash from Demolition. You're lying. No, I'm not.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's so weird to look at him and go, yeah, that's a completely different guy. Like, he just pulled, it was a body language thing, because like Demolition.
He hunched over more and everything.
Yep. Yeah. That's what everybody as a kid in the 90s thought a Repo Man actually was. Like them and Lizard Lick Towing was what we thought Repo Men actually
was.
I
used to freaking... Oh, an Operation Repo.
Yes, but that's what we thought Repo people were. Where they're like, they're going to sneak in and steal a car. And it's really not. It's just like, no, dude, you didn't pay your loan. Like it's
freaking got Matt Birch coming after you.
Oh, man. Yeah, that Lizard Lick Towing thing was a trip and a half watching that on Spike TV or whatever it was.
True TV.
Oh,
used to come on right after Hardcore Pawn.
Yep.
Oh my God. What a world.
And on that note,
on some Hardcore Pawn.
It is top of the
Pawn,
hour.
not porn.
Right, exactly. No, it's
out there.
Just like Pawn Stars. They knew what they were doing when they named those shows.
Oh yeah, they knew.
Of course.
Are you gonna laugh? Okay, so we could do 6 Degrees of Wrestling on this.
Somebody tried to sell something, right?
Lex Luger was on Hardcore Pawn in a wheelchair trying to sell stuff for a wrestling charity event. He sold the narcissist Lex Luger cape for Les gave him $50. Because he said it wouldn't sell because he says it's not going to sell in the 8 Mile, and Lex Luger left with the $50.
No, yep. I would have went there and given him $52.
That's
what
depressing.
Are you talking about? Like, yeah, that's really sad.
Yeah, $50 because he says no one in the 8 Mile is going to care about that character. They want the Les Express character, so he gave him $50, and he took it and left.
For the narcissist cape from like WrestleMania 9 and all that shit. What? Bullshit! Oh man, I'm mad. Now I'm retroactively mad for that happening. All right,
go check that. It's on. I think it's probably still on YouTube. But I remember watching it. And I don't even like Lex Luger, and I was even like, dude, that sucks.
I hate when somebody trades something in and you know that they're not getting a good deal.
Yep.
It's like, come on, man.
And they still take it.
Yep, I'm not even a Lex Luger fan at all, but I was like, dude, man, you just got swindled because you know he's going to go sell that for $2,000.
Oh, yeah, he's going to go sell it to some wrestling mark. He's like, nobody in the 8 Mile, but like fucking put it on eBay.
He's going to trade it to Conrad Thompson for like thousands.
All right, we're back here on what does he call it? Ad-free shows. I got the Hardcore Pawn guys here on their new ad-free show, Hardcore Pawn Podcast. We're going to go over the show with Lex Luger. Chat me up about that.
Chat me about that.
Yeah,
you telling me you sold this for $52? I'm gonna buy it for $2,000 and rub it in Lex's face.
No, it would just be the show would open with Conrad wearing the cape on his little.
No, it's the thumbnail.
Yes, the thumbnail of the show is him wearing the cape. I would love it, Conrad.
Can you imagine now if someone tries to go get that for like the WWE treasures and they got to go to Les to get it?
Man. See, that would be a fun episode. Send Top Dollar over to the 8 Mile so he can get the...
Oh, man.
Top Dollar can try and like freestyle rap with the guys in 8 Mile, like Eminem. Oh, man. We're writing these shows for you, man.
He's going to lose himself. No.
My freaking autofocus is all messed up. All right, there we go. Hello, autofocus. There we go. Anyway, I guess we should wrap up. We are at the top of the hour. My autofocus.
Yeah, we like our jobs. We don't want El Capitan to fire us.
Right, exactly. We gotta get out of here.
Which, by the way, happy belated birthday, El Capitan.
Yes, happy birthday, Steve. I know it's not your day, but I hope you had a good one.
It was excellent. Thank you, guys.
All right, cool, man. Thank you guys so much for joining us on another edition of the War Report this week. We're here every Tuesday, 6 p.m. on Eastern Time. We're live streaming all over the internet. We're on Facebook. If you're connected with Steve on LinkedIn, we're on Twitch. We're on Twitter. Live streaming. I mean, where else are we live streaming? I think those are the big major ones. Yeah, we're all YouTube, of course. We're live streaming there too. So check it out. We're here every week. If you prefer like an archive of the shows. If you want to go back and listen to old shows, you can go to our YouTube page. That's Tag Me a Date. You type that right in the search bar, Tag Me a Date. It's all one word, no spaces. You can subscribe and hit the bell. Same thing for our social media. It's all at Tag Me a Date. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're on TikTok. We're on Facebook. Bless you. We're on every, whatever it is, just look for at Tag Me a Date. We're probably on there. And then if you prefer, the only one that's different is Twitch. Everything else is Tag Me a Date. Twitch is twitch.tv/war report. That's WARREPORT. You can go ahead and be a friend or a favorite or whatever it is they call it on Twitch as well. And then we have some archives. There's Twitch archives as well, in addition to YouTube archives. And then if you prefer an audio version of the podcast instead of the video version, you can always go to your favorite podcast app, such as Stitcher, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Just look for Tag Me a Date. Ooh,
Happy birthday,
fifth
Brody.
birthday to my nephew, Brody. Absolutely. Happy 5th birthday to Big Brody. All right. Yeah, so you can get our audio versions. Ryan's nice enough to clip the audio out and upload it within the hour of our show going off the air. So just subscribe on your favorite podcast app. If you're looking for the War Report, just know that there are 2 War Report podcasts that both talk about wrestling. All you got to do is look at the description or the graphic, the album cover artwork, and it'll say us. It'll say Tag Me a Date. It'll mention Steve and Vince and all the crew. So you'll know it's ours when you subscribe to the audio podcast. And last but not least, I just ask you to spread the word, share the show. When we're live, you can click that share button, have people, whether it's on Twitter or Facebook or wherever, when you hit the share button, it'll just repost that live stream. People can hop in the comments. We love having Kevin and Tara and everybody else hopping in the comments to ask us questions and shoot the breeze with us a little bit. And, your comments definitely fuel the conversation at times. And then, being able to not just talk about our opinions, but then the opinions of, other people from around the country. It's always very cool to see different people's perspectives as we're talking about this. So share the show. Be sure to comment and all that stuff and like it and all that all that internet stuff. But that'll do it for us this week. We'll be right back here, 6 p.m. on Eastern time for another edition of the War Report. Again, streaming all over the internet. We're going to be on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and Steve's LinkedIn. So we'll be back 6 p.m. Eastern time next Tuesday. Thanks so much. You guys have a nice one.